Now a new kind of show, the Radio Rejects, with your host, Vince Noble. And Braden Gunn.
Welcome back, guys. It's good to be back in the saddle. I'm Vince. I'm sitting here with Braden Gunn. We are your Radio Rejects.
That's the best you can do, Mike.
Yeah, I know. Really, you gotta pep that up a little bit, buddy.
I told you.
That's the best you can do with an opening like that. Yeah. Here's Vince Noble and Braden Gunn. I have a great cold.
Yeah, that's our producer. I can see how this show is really going to go now.
I told you the first thing I say is going to really set the tone.
Well, I certainly wasn't going to open up the show today because I'm like cruising on Red Bull, Dayquil, and whatever things I could get out of Walgreens with this fighting this cold that's going around.
Absolutely. I've been fighting it for 2 weeks, and Mike's back there drinking his whatever NOS 10 energy crack over there.
I'll have to try that.
I just got the IV stuck right in my arm now.
Does it work?
No.
Well, all right, guys. Well, hey, you know what? The phone lines are open. Give us a shout at 441-3000, or you can check us out live on RadioRejects.com.
Yeah, we're there. We're there. We're live. We're live casting all over the entire world. This is actually pretty exciting, except for the fact that they can't hear us in Egypt today. Sorry.
Egypt closes everything down, don't they?
Sorry, you Egyptians. Sorry about that.
Why? What's wrong with Egypt?
Well, they're protesting, and the government just shut down the entire internet, and they can't even text each other. So you can't even follow us on our app. We have an app that you could download onto your iPhone, and poor Egyptians are just
poor guys.
Just going to be boring trips around the pyramids.
We're just going to have to find a way to get it out there.
Isn't Dubai off today too? Don't they have a national holiday? So all of our outsourcing is done.
I don't know. Maybe it is a holiday over there. I don't know.
We're not outsourcing the show, are we?
Well, how do you think all this production work gets done?
Yeah, all of the people that are going to be doing commercials for us, all of our sponsors, they're all going to have an accent. So
it'll be Steve and Christy.
Yeah.
Yeah, over there.
And they'll have accents.
Hello.
It'll be really nice. But it is, Vince, you're right. It is great to be back on the radio. It's great to be here at the beginning of, my radio career, actually. It's kind of funny that, WTAN, I came to work at the radio station. This is the very first station I ever worked for back in the day in the 80s or somewhere around there. Running the 7,
You're that old?
Yeah, running the 7 to midnight show, carrying all the Phillies games.
That's some time ago, brother.
Philadelphia Phillies games. That's when we actually used to shut down the transmitter at midnight. So I actually had to do the sign off every night.
You get the whole static, play the national anthem.
No, I had to read a thing and then run out real quick and then turn off the transmitter.
And for all you young people out there, when I say you hear the static and you get the national anthem playing, that's what happens back in the day when we didn't have the cable. We had 5 stations and they would all go off at the same time. There's nothing to watch at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, and the TVs would go off and everything was all done. Let's see. And so ends another broadcast day at 1340 WTAN.
Oh, say,
located at 200 Pierce Boulevard, Clearwater, Florida. And I can't remember the rest of it. I had a whole speech I had to do every single night before we shut down.
That's what happens when you get old now.
Had to do the legal ID and all that stuff. What?
Huh? Who?
Huh?
When?
And then shut down the transmitters. But I'm looking at a sign right here that my dad actually designed that bumper sticker.
And I think WTN 1340 sticker?
Yeah, it's very funny. It's actually it's a copy off KENR out of Texas, out of Houston.
Get her done.
Which, by the way, I don't think that they can hear us in Houston yet, but I know they can hear us in Little Rock.
Well, Little Rock, if we got people in Pennsylvania listening. I got people all over the world.
Well, I know I got folks down in Victoria, Texas, and Louisiana, and New Orleans, and everywhere else. They're all listening to us live, and I think it's just amazing that nowadays with your phone capabilities and all that stuff, it's crazy.
Talking about Little Rock, we're gonna go see them. Me and Mike are taking a road trip.
That's what I heard. I heard you guys are going to go out there, throw a couple of beverages in the truck, and head out. Are you going to Helena?
Where are we going, Mike?
Blyville.
Where's that?
I have no idea.
Sounds good.
We're just going to get in the car and go. We're going to stop by Walgreens, grab some of our 50-cent beers, and get out there.
Oh, it's funny because I went and I looked. I don't know anything about the station out there in Little Rock, KLRG.
880, Little Rock, Arkansas.
It's called the Little Rock Giant. And I didn't know it, but it's like in the middle of the state, and it literally encompasses the entire state. So, the entire state of Arkansas can hear us right now.
Well, good morning, Razorbacks.
And if you have anybody out there who's really into duck hunting, you can always call the show and give me an invite. Somewhere around Stuttgart.
For our listeners out there, Mr. Gunn is a avid hunter.
Yeah.
He is the Ted Nugent of Pinellas County.
I don't whack them and stack them. I just whack them, cut them, and freeze them. That's the way I do it.
There you go.
That's why his headphones are camouflage.
They are? I'm sorry. I like my camo. Did you see my truck?
Yeah, he's got the biggest truck out in the parking lot.
Yeah, I got to get through that mud. But we want to say hello to everybody who's listening to us all around the world and, of course, all over the state. Friends, family, who are supporting us. And people are really getting on board with the show, and we appreciate it, that's for sure. And I can't believe how much love we've gotten over the past week just before the start of the show and everything.
It's been good.
Either by cell phone or Facebook or Twitter and all that other stuff, which, by the way, you can check us out on all that stuff. So.
Facebook.com/Radio Rejects. That's us.
It's easy to remember. If you just go to RadioRejects.com, all the stuff, all the links, all that other happy schmack is all right there.
Before we get diving into the show, I do want to send our condolences out to the families of the fallen officers. I know this morning all the news stations all over the place are carrying the funerals live. We do want to send out some warm wishes to the families.
It's amazing. I live over there in St. Petersburg, and I had to come. Usually, if I come to the radio station, I go down 9th Street, cut across Gandy or Roosevelt, and that's all shut down. So I had to take the interstate down today, and I looked over on Gandy when I was coming down 275, and there were police cars parked all the way from that overpass right there, the overpass over Gandy. They were literally on both sides of the road, on both sides of Gandy, all the way to the red light to the Baptist church there. I mean, that's how many cars were there. And the parking lot was completely full. And then the exit there, when you were going off Gandy to go to the Baptist church, there was about 10 highway patrolmen there. One of them was stopping traffic on the off-ramp asking, where the heck do you think you're going type thing.
While you're on this road today?
And then when I did the overpass coming down over onto Roosevelt, I was just in time to see the governor and Pam Bondi and their whole entourage heading towards the funeral, which was about 6 giant limousines and about another 100 cops. I mean, it's amazing the amount of love and pour. I think there's supposed to be like 10,000 people there.
So is there anybody working in Hillsborough County today?
No. They were actually talking about a manpower problem that I'd heard about earlier this week, where they weren't going to have enough cops because to cover the area for the limo, or not the limo ride, but for the what is that called?
The whole procession.
Yeah, the funeral driving thing.
The funeral driving thing.
Yeah.
Well, boy, Mike,
Well, it's happening right now, and when it's done, it's gonna be almost a day-long thing. They're coming down by the airport. They're going to come down that way, and then they're going to cut up across the Bayside Bridge and head up that way. So if you're thinking about taking that route, traffic report, it's going to be murder out there. I think around 3 o'clock or so is when they're
about 2:30 should be done. I have a buddy of mine who works for Tampa PD. He's out there today, guiding the traffic and getting everybody going. And he said he has a feeling it should be done between 1:30, 2 o'clock. So traffic is probably going to be bad all the way up until about 7 o'clock tonight, because when that's done, you have your Friday rush hour traffic, and everybody in the world is going to be running around.
Which starts at 3 o'clock. So
yeah, actually, I think it starts at 1 right after the show.
right after lunch.
I thought it started at 9 right after morning rush hour.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody's doing their weekend things.
Well, if you're going to be out there, just be cognizant of the fact that there's going to be a lot of police officers heading up McMullen Booth, heading up that way, heading north, and it's going to be quite busy for the rest of the day.
And that's a good thing. People are. I'm so happy to see all the support and the love that community is getting. Everybody's pulling together and becoming, one. And, it's just it's a sad time, and there's a lot of different things going on in the world, and, and it's good to see that people can come together for certain things.
Well, you and I were talking about it yesterday, is the fact that